Alright, so now I got the Cirrus on the bench. I mounted the motor. I put it up there and I made sure that it was in the same position so the cowl would line up. Because I already got the cowl, even though it's cut for the gas engine, I'm not too worried about it. I cut these pieces of metal. Then I'm going to clean them up on my bench grinder over here. And then I'm going to put them on the inside, drill some holes and put them on the inside to spread the load so the bolts don't pull through. And now I'm going to get the cowl fitted up and see how everything lines up. I put the ESC down here on the bottom. I'd like to put the ESC inline for flow, but it has a fan, so I'm not too worried about it. But it's too long to turn the other way, front to back, so I have to put it side to side. Not too worried about it. I have telemetry. I'll be checking temperatures with this one, but now I'm gonna get the rest of the front on there and see how it fits, and then I'm gonna go to the inside and start getting my electronics in there, and then I'm gonna have to get it on the scales and start checking the balance before I get everything where I want it. But so far that's what it's looking like. Alright, so now I got the cowl on there with a couple screws just to locate it. And I've got the spinner on and the prop that I'm going to start out with on to check it out, see how everything works. And as you can tell, I should have plenty of cooling for the ESC down there. Should have plenty of clearance on my steering as well, no issues there. And then you can see up here where it's touching very slightly, almost not touching, so I'm going to end up running some washers behind the motor mount to space out the motor just enough to clear the spinner. But my measurements didn't come out too bad because the spinner lines up really well with the cowling. And then the angles that are needed are all built into the box of the engine of the firewall, so I don't have to worry about angling it yet. Maybe in flight I'll have to change some things around, but right now this is how I'm gonna start out with it. But there you go, the first step to Cirrus 12S conversion. Now I'm going to work on getting some more things done, getting some more electronics and get it on the scales so I can do the balance and figure out where I'm going to mount everything else and finish up working on the front. Alright, so now that everything looks good and it seems like I'm going to be able to mount the ESC there in that location, I've just pretty much tie wrapped it up for weight and balance purposes. Tie wrapped it to the pedestals. And what I'll do is I'll probably fire up the 3D printer and make a mount that straps here to these, that clamps around to the pedestals, and then I can screw it on, bolt it down with those ears that are on the ESC to make it nicer. Once I get the 3D printer up and going, I'll do that, and that way I don't have to worry about the tie wraps coming loose or nothing like that. I'll clean up all my wiring, and then the next thing to do is I'm going to have to unsolder these connectors and extend these wires inside, the black and the orange inside, and then set up my connector setup inside. Clean up all my wiring. But the next step is going to be electronics inside and balance. Alright, so now I got these two things made up. Top and bottom, both sides. And these are gonna go on the inside here to support the weight of the motor, so that I don't have just the head of the screw pulling on the inside of the fiberglass and the wood firewall. So now I'm gonna get these inside the aircraft bolted together with these bolts and get the motor back on there so I can move it to the hobby room and start getting the electronics inside and put it on the scales.